Alright, so from there, do their bell work. I'm going to try and hook you guys up with answers to help you with the learning. The picture you'll have to do on your own. I can't really do much to help you with that one. And then the sentences you'll have to come up with, but at least I can help you come up with the words and stuff from there. With port, meaning to carry, you have import, meaning to carry into a country. Then you have porter, someone who carries. Any other ports? Seth?
Deport.
Deport, to force someone to be carried away from the country. Kitty?
Airport.
Airport. There's a place where they use air to carry things around. Jason?
Portfolio.
Portfolio is a collection of stuff that you carry around to show to people. Manual?
Export.
Export, you carry stuff away from it. Brandon?
Transport.
Transport, to carry stuff, means like a vehicle. You also have, if you have a superpower, sometimes you can go and you go from one place to another place really far. Teleport is the same idea, so teleport follows that same idea. Sometimes if you go to a concert and they happen to have enough bathrooms there, they'll bring in bathrooms.
Porta potty.
Porta potty is the same thing and in order to get the bathroom there, the port of porta potty is because that is a bathroom that is portable. And so that's where the word portable comes in, meaning it is something that is able to be carried. So hopefully we're able to give you a whole bunch of different port words to use. Forbid, we have evidence, provide, Kitty? Video. And with video comes all of the video family words. You have video game, video camera, videography, video conference, video, something. So video, there's a whole bunch of things that all connect through video. Jaya?
Divide.
Divide would work to see something split in half. And you also have like vivid would work, which would be able to see a lot of colors. So hopefully that was able to give you the 4 words. And then volve, to roll, evolve, revolvolution. Jason?
I put Volvox.
Volvox?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a science thing. Yeah, it's okay.
I'll believe it. I'm sure if it has that in there, there's probably a connection. I've never heard the word, but science probably doesn't like it. Kitty?
A revolver.
A revolver. And the revolver is the gun that has the thing that spins, not the clip that goes in the bottom. Here's the revolver. The bullets go around in a circle. Brandon? What?
Revolve.
Revolve itself, as in you think the world revolves around you. Something like that. Resolve. No, but a good try. There's a car company, Volvo. Nicely done. Because as a Swedish company, the idea that the wheels go around, so it's that same idea. So hopefully that hooked you up. From there, you can keep it out if you're still doing your sentences and your pictures that are pretty. Because what you're going to need now is the blue sheet. And I want to knock out the rest of the blue sheet so that we're done with it. Since it comes due in 2 weeks when we take the big test, I'm going to try and finish out all the answers on there to help you out.
Oh, I haven't done any.
Now, I'm going to cover the questions that I think you'll have the most trouble with. If I get done and there's still ones you don't know, let me know and I'll try to help you out. But if not, then you'll have to wait because I'll have the ones up there. And if you ask a random question, I can't just make it magically appear as much as I would like to. These are the ones I thought kids had the most issues with. I'm going to cover these first. Question 31, the god of sworn oaths. Sticks. Easily done. We talked about it. And she eventually takes a new form, because of being a god, and that's when she becomes the river. And she's going to show up in our story today. Not her, but her being the god of sworn oaths. We're going to deal with the story where a god ends up using her name and swearing upon her. 32, the 3 fates. Kenny?
Clotho.
Uh-huh.
God of making and the string.
Nice done.
And Lachesis.
Nice done. Lachesis.
Lachesis.
And the third
measures
one?
the string.
Good.
And what was it? Gigas.
Close, but not quite.
How do you say it?
It would be Farkov?
Atropos.
Atropos.
Oh.
You can say Clotho is the one that makes the string. Lachesis measures. Atropos cuts the string. Clotho, Lachesis, Atropos. The 3 names are on that white sheet you got that very first day of Greek mythology, so you can look on there. Farkov?
I'm having trouble with this.
Yeah, we're not there yet. Right. But I can do this. I wiggle my fingers hard enough. I said, number 60. Oh, no, it's almost like I'm a genius. It's because I am. So for this, you have how did the Greeks believe the earth and the sky were shaped?
A bowl
The earth is a dinner plate.
The sky is a bowl.
And the sky is a bowl. So you have mountains on top of the dinner plate, and all you have to do is just draw a little plate. And then for the sky, it's just a big bowl sitting on top of one of the mountains. And so you have the bowl on top of the dinner plate. Then the next question talks about this body of water that was right in the middle. The Greeks believed you had land all around it, and not in the middle, like in the middle of like a gobstopper, it's like all delicious, but like a donut, where you have land around it and you have water in the middle. You know what it's called. As soon as I give you the hint, you'll figure it out, because you know the countries around it. You have Italy, Greece, Turkey, Africa, Spain. In the middle of all those is?
Ocean.
You're getting close. Not an ocean, but a sea.
Mediterranean.
Nicely done. The Mediterranean. And so that ocean, or a little sea in the middle, is called the Mediterranean Sea. There's a reason why it's called the Mediterranean Sea, which Mrs. Randall told you, but there's every chance you don't remember, so I'll beat it into you again.
You told us that?
She did.
Yeah.
Going off all the kids who kept telling me, Mrs. Randall told us that. That's my only hint. It's broken into two different words. Yeah?
Well, the first word I can tell is medium.
Uh-huh.
I think medi,
Uh-huh.
and terranium means world, I think.
It is correct. The terran means land or ground or world.
Middle world.
Medi means middle. So together they called it the middle of the land or middle of the earth. Not middle earth like hobbits, but middle earth as in the middle of the big donut, because they thought it was the water in the middle of everything. And they didn't realize that the world was a big ball. They thought it was a donut. They thought that was the water in the middle of the donut. So that was called the Mediterranean for that reason.
Does it take you long?
Does it take long to?
Does it take long to make those 1 points?
Not too long. Just do it with love.
Don't even.
Now to back up to 46, and we'll go through there because those are the ones that kids have issues with and try to speed through. 46. Why did Hades need permission to take Persephone?
Because Zeus was the god of all gods.
She wasn't an Olympian, but she
I was
was.
a Titan.
She was a Titan.
That's the first
She was on, as a kid told me earlier, on Zeus's turf, which is correct. And you don't want to have a turf war. So because she was on Zeus's turf, now, as soon as she were to walk into the water and go swimming in the ocean, she's no longer on Zeus's turf. Whose turf is she on?
Poseidon.
That's where Poseidon would come in. And so you had some pins. And if she were to go into a cave, she would be in Hades' turf. So that's where all those different things were. So because he wanted to go after a girl who was on different turf, you don't want to start a fight with a different gang lord. So because of that, they had to come to an agreement, and he got special permission to go on there. Oh, you don't have to write everything I have. I tend to babble and write a whole bunch of triple to try and explain things. So as long as it gets the idea across to you, that's all I'm going for. Gabe?
What's 52?
Oh, no, I'm not there yet. I'm still on 48. 48! Why did Apollo not stop Hades?
Because
Well, in order for Hades to do it, Apollo knows that he had
he
to.
got permission from the
There you
gods.
go. So if he stops Hades, who is he stopping?
Zeus.
He's also stopping Zeus, and that would be a bad idea. No one wants to have a grumpy Zeus. Grumpy Zeus usually involve death, and usually your own.
It's a god. You can't die.
It's true, but you can get me put in a lot of pain. Get a lightning bolt
like
up the tush tush. There you go. Do you have your blue sheet, Jason?
No.
Where is it?
No.
You need a new one?
Yeah.
Mr. L, well, over there.
I
And
need
that
one
way you
too.
can write stuff down.
Bro said he was serious.
Should we color coding? Hopefully will help. We'll find out. Question 50. Who created the second age of man? Epimetheus. What mistake was made?
You left over leftovers for second.
I gave the really long version. What mistake was made? He made humans and all that, things like that, to try and help you out. Was that Jameson asking politely?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure there was politeness involved on some level.
Is that sarcastic?
52. What two things did Prometheus show mankind how to do?
Fire
Make
and
fire and
humans.
treat gods. Or give
sacrifices.
sacrifices.
There you go. Fire, sacrifices, and fire. Shows them how to do the sacrifices. Shows them how to do the fire part. 53. How did Zeus get tricked?
So
He got
the
gooey bone and he thought they were the cool
There
kind.
you go. The cool gooey bones.
Rainbow sticks.
The rainbow sticks. I just call it the fat bones. But he picked up the rainbow sticks. Did I cover the number you wanted, Gabe? Was that 52?
Yeah.
54. Why did Zeus not want man to have fire?
Because
it
would make an apocalypse and
He
it would
could make
stand
weapons
against
and
There you go.
like a prophet.
Fire and the prophecy. Sharp weapons And the oracle said the world will be destroyed by fire, which also comes in today's story. And we're going to see that happen today too. Hopefully. Things go well. Uh-huh. That's how we get the desert. Some kid makes a poor choice. All it takes is one kid to make a poor choice, we burn half the world. 55. What was Prometheus' punishment? 3 parts to it, part
Oh,
go.
stay on the mountain.
It was changed to the side of a mountain, so where the sun came up by it, and an eagle came by and ate his
Nicely done. 8 the liver, and then you have the fire, the burning, and then you have the chain to the mountain so he can't leave. How long was this torture to last?
More than 1,000 years.
There you go. Or until he
Gave the thing.
gave.
Gave the,
Gave the
whoever
kid.
the.
Told him who would overthrow him.
There you
Yeah,
go.
same thing.
Who would overthrow him forever, or until he gives up the name, or, yes.
Does Zeus find out who would overthrow him?
Have we finished Greek mythology yet?
No.
There you go. Gabe.
You were talking yesterday about the thing that Prometheus said on the mountain that Zeus would find him and kill him, but you can't kill him because he's a god.
It could be a human or a half human. If it's a demigod like Dionysus started off as half human, half god, you can die. It just requires more work. And then Zeus ends up turning Dionysus into a full god. He started off as a halfling. So if it turns out that the mom is a human, then in that case it'd be a whole different thing. If it's a titan, it'll just have to be created.
The little fairy.
Why did Prometheus not die?
God.
Because he's a god. Now I'm sure he probably wanted to. Some 3,000 years in, he's like, I choose to die. I can't. Okay. What question did Prometheus have to answer?
Who would overthrow him?
I said, or.
Who is the life?
I said, or the mother. He took either one. Which god or which mother? Uh-huh.
He did say it was
Like,
father.
If you could like the eagle work out its stomach and stuff,
Uh-huh.
would that be good? Because if you have like a bad stomach with some bad food,
But it was a liver.
you could like.
And why wouldn't Prometheus answer?
Because Zeus would
Then he would just kill
them.
them.
Nicely done. You know, Zeus would kill them or do bad things to him or something like that. So he didn't want to be responsible for another god's torture or death. This one's the one that gets a little trickier. In 57 it says, back when Prometheus was in the war between Zeus and Kronos, he looked into the future and saw 2 different timelines coming up. One, he could stay on Kronos' side. What happens to all the gods on Kronos' side?
Got thrown in a Tartarus.
In a Tartarus. He switches and goes to Zeus' side. What happens to him on this side?
Torture.
He gets tortured and chained to a mountain. So while looking into the future, not past this, but why go this way as opposed to here? What good thing happens along this path? Remember, Prometheus is a good person. He wants to do good things. Something good happens along this path that he's connected to that would not happen along this path. Bar?
Humans were created.
Not just, you're getting close. Not just humans being created.
Life.
Miller?
They help make fire and
There you go. He got to help the humans after they're created. So the fact that he gets to help humans, that's what motivates Prometheus. He's like, either way, bad things happen. He's like, one I go into a pit, one I get chained to a mountain, but at least here I get to do something good with my life. So he decides to switch so he can try and help the humans out in some way and do some kind of good thing. Who did Zeus create as a punishment to man?
Pandora.
That's Pandora. Describe the gift. What does she look like?
She's like Aphrodite.
Aphrodite. And she also has
Special abilities from all the gods.
special abilities from the gods. That's her name, Pandora. Many gifts. And her only true downfall?
Curiosity.
Curiosity. Who gave it to her?
Zeus.
Nicely done. Excuse me. And which god is she given as a gift to?
Epimetheus.
Epimetheus. As a thank you for him doing what?
Creating human or life.
Epimetheus, her happy husband. And the last one. How did Pandora manage to release evil?
She opened the box. Great thing.
Opened the box. Basically, a whole lot, but basically she opened the box that had the evil inside of it. Is Pandora evil?
No.
No. But who gets blamed for the evil?
Pandora.
Pandora does. So she gets all the blame for it, even though it wasn't her that did it.
I
Yeah.
did my project.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Saw that.
You did back over there. So that takes us through, that should be all the questions. If there's any of them that I didn't hit that you're still not sure about, you can ask. And if not, then I'll move on. Only one sees it. Then the blue sheet, congratulations. Those of you who've been filling it out as we go along, hopefully you should be good to go. You get to use on the test and fun stuff like that. Gabe?
What was number 45?
45. What method did the gods use for mortals to vote? How did they figure out who the most popular one was?
Sacrifice.
There you go. Jackson?
When's the next test?
We have a quiz coming up on Wednesday. And then we have a big test the week after that. Alright. Gabe?
For number 34, who was besides Hermes, who was the second messenger?
Worked for Hera?
Iris.
There you go. Iris.
Rainbow.
The rainbow goddess. Jason?
When we're done with the test, is that the end of Greek mythology?
Mhm.
What are we doing next?
You'll see.
I don't want to do
Browning?
Who are the muses?
Who were the muses?
Nine.
There were 9 of them. What'd they do?
They
Make
have
music.
They're the ones that help guide music.
everything they humans do.
Yep.
Because they're untalented.
Gabe?
Number 38.
Which Olympians are direct sons or daughters of Zeus? That just requires you to go through and do each of the pictures up there. So which of these Olympians, going through the pictures, was a son or daughter of Zeus? Was Zeus a child of Zeus?
No.
Was Hera?
No.
Poseidon?
No.
Demeter?
No.
Hephaestus?
No.
Yes.
Ares?
Yes.
Correct, those are both his sons.
Yes.
Artemis?
Yes.
Apollo?
No.
Aphrodite? Wait, Apollo?
Yes.
No.
Yes, okay.
No.
Aphrodite? No, Aphrodite was not. She was born of sea foam.
No.
Athena?
No.
Yes.
Yes. Hermes?
Yes.
And Dionysus?
Yes.
So the only ones that aren't his sons or daughters would be his brother, 2 sisters,
How you rated?
and Aphrodite, who
I mean,
is Kronos'
And Hades. Not Kronos.
Uranus.
Hades.
But Hades is an Olympian.
Still, but that's his brother.
I know, but we said it was Olympians.
He was like,
Yeah, hey, here's the question.
I
Now,
like cooking.
with the pink sheet, which by the way, you're welcome, pink, because of St. Valentine's Day. I was trying to hook you up with that one to be
What's wrong
nice.
with you?
Pushing the chair forward, it goes back. Put your feet down.
What? No, he moved all the
you
desks
like
back.
pushed me right into the wall.
Oh my gosh, I'm
You
about
guys
to
are
rage.
arguing.
Right. So, with there's 2 stories that are on there. One is the Arachne and Athena one, which I will get a chance to get to. It's a fun story about a girl who picks a fight with Athena and then gets the beat down and gets beaten with a sewing machine. You're going to be able to read it. I'm going to go over it. The other one is a bit more confusing. The other story is called the story of Phaethon, and it's going to deal with the sun god. And who's the sun god? Apollo. The problem with Apollo being the sun god is it's an exhausting job for him to do because it takes all day. The way the Greeks believe is that you had 2 different mountains, one on the east, one on the west. And you had this big sun god palace over here on the east. Every day, the sun god, Apollo, would use a sun chariot. And some stories said that the horses were on fire, some stories said the wheels were on fire, some stories said he had a helmet that was on fire, but somewhere there's fire connected to him and the chariot. The chariot would go from one mountain to the other across the entire daytime, and that would be the sun that you would see travel. So it'd go from here and go all the way across. While it traveled across, monsters would appear for him to fight. A giant crab, a giant bull, a giant centaur, and these giant monsters were the constellations. And he had to fight off these constellations as he went across. Well, it took all day. He landed over here, and then he had to make camp, then go to the bottom and go across in a boat. So he had to come down to the bottom, get on a boat, and take a boat across. He couldn't stay there and go back the other direction the next day. The question is, why not? Why not have 2 castles, one on here, one here, and then the next day just turn around and go the other direction? That's not how the sun works. The sun doesn't go east, west, west, east, east, west. It always goes the same direction. So they had to find a story that explained it. So they said he came down the mountain, got on a boat, took the boat across, and then went all the way back up. That was exhausting. It took all day. So he decides to step down so he can work on the other half of what he's the god of. And what's the other half that he in control of? Hotties. He's like, I'd much rather spend my time macking on the women than having to drive the sun chariot. So he steps down and lets another god step into the role, a guy by the name of Helios. And Helios steps up as the new sun god and gets to ride the chariot. Apollo steps down and basically just becomes sun god in name only. He doesn't have to worry about actually doing the chariot and exhausting himself and stuff like that. Well, The story of Phaethon is going to deal with this kid who's growing up in Greece without a father. It's just him and his mom. Kids at school start making fun of him and giving him a hard time about the fact that his dad's not around. So one day, he goes home and talks to his mom. He's like, Mom, kids at school are making fun of me. She's like, well, they're horrible. He's like, oh, I know, it's not stopping it. He's like, where's my dad? She goes, fine, I haven't been telling you because I don't want you to know yet, but if you look up there, that's your father. And she points to the sun. He's like, my dad's the son? She's like, well, not the son. Your dad's the guy that drives the car that is the son. He's like, really? She's like, yeah. He and I met years ago. There's some friendliness going on, and you were born. He can't be here because he has a job every day. That's why he's not here. Phaethon's like, oh, well, thanks, Mom. And there we'll stop. The rest of the story is right there because it's going to deal with him making a really bad choice and burning the world.